Hello, everyone. I'll be going over our new two-factor authentication in 7.0 and the various methods, which are one, email, which you'll see in the initial setup, two, push notifications, three, a generated code from the mobile app, and lastly, a list of generated codes from the user screen. In JMIS, in the security preferences screen, you would set up two-factor authentication policy here if you want to do it for all users in just one click. And then for the testing purposes, I'm going to do this in the user screen, which allows me to set it up at an individual user basis. And then I'll show you guys the devices tab so you can see how my phone links. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and log in as one of my admins. And the first thing I want to show you guys is the security preferences screen. So at the top search bar, I'm going to look for security. Go to this screen here. And here's you'll see our two-factor authentication policy section. There's three options: none, required for unknown devices, and required. For the second one, required for unknown devices, this means you only have to use two-factor for your first login per device. So let's say you have an iPhone, iPad, or an Android. You'd only have to do it the first time, and then after that, you wouldn't have to do it anymore. So we'll keep that at none. And now I want to go to the users screen. So at the search bar, I'm going to look for users. And I'm going to be configuring this for my personal login. So let's search for my login. And over to the right, you see my two-factor authentication section. And what you saw before in the security preferences, it was set to none. So what I want to do is override security preferences and set this to required so I can show you guys the various methods. Now, once I save this, you'll notice that I have a generate access codes button here, which I'll get to later. And then on my devices tab, right now there's currently no records, so this is how it would be for the initial setup. So now that I have that set up, let's go ahead and log in as my personal account. Sign in. And here I get these instructions. To verify your identity by approving push requests on your mobile device, one, install JMIS Prime mobile app on your device, which I've done. And then next, I want to go ahead and sign into my account. So I signed in using my Face ID, and it asked me for an access code. At this point, I would get an email from JMIS with a device code. So if I go back to my admin user and look for my emails, I'm going to go ahead and open this in a new tab. And so if I look at the latest one, got sent to my email, device code. Open this up. And this is what you would see in your email. So it says, hello, Pete, sign into JMIS Prime using the following access code. So I'm going to go ahead and enter this on my phone. So now I'm logged into my phone using the access code. Now I'm going to send request to device. It says approve confirmation request with code MJ. So on my phone, you'll see that I got the notification at the top. I click it, it's the same code, and now I'm going to approve it. So as soon as I do that, you'll notice that I immediately get signed in on my desktop without having to press anything else. And if I go back to my admin screen, look at my users, I'll refresh this screen, and now my device is now populated here. So it has my name, the iPhone XR, and the version. So now that we did that, the initial setup, let's go over the other methods. I'm going to go ahead and sign out, sign in again, and click use another authentication method. So let's assume you forgot to turn your notifications on or you accidentally clicked reject. What you can do is click receive push notification again, and it'll send the same notification with a new code. So up top, click this and approve. So those are the push notifications. And now let's go over another method. Sign out, sign in, use another method. And it says enter code generated in mobile app or from the list. So I click this, and note that this option is only available if your device is already connected. So on my mobile app, I want to sign out, click the pencil, generate access code, and I would enter this code on the desktop, 127674. And that's how you would use a generated code from the mobile app. And lastly, we're going to use codes generated from a list, which I mentioned earlier in the user screen. So use another method, enter generated code from the list. And this should be used as a last resort if all else fails, because you do need an admin or whoever created the logins to get involved. So click that, go back to my user screen, and here I'm going to click Generate Access Codes. So here I would go in and it opens up a list of codes, and any of these would work. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose a random one. Copy it and paste it here, sign in, and there you go. I'm logged in again. So those are the two-factor methods. This concludes the two-factor authentication.